What's up, YouTube? It's TayWill, and I'm back on the internet because it's come to my attention that Diddy has been diddling, and I'm I couldn't believe what I had read on Twitter, so I had to come do my own research for myself. Without further ado, we're gonna get directly into this video about the diddler.
A closer look at the mountains of evidence federal investigators collected at the homes of P.Diddy leading up to his indictment. This includes things like guns, ammunition, electronic evidence, and more than 1,000 bottles.
See, you know it's real when you start to see three-letter agencies you never heard of. Who is HSI? Home. I know Homeland Security. Who is HSI?
Baby oil and personal lube.
Hold on, what? I didn't want to believe Jesus. 1,000 bottles of baby oil, boy. Oh no, somebody had a job and didn't do it. They supposed to disperse that. They supposed to disperse that among houses or something.
To understand all this and how it relates to Diddy's case, we're hearing from former CIA
That's a lot of cars.
Agent Tracy Walter. I'm Sierra Gillespie, and this is Law and Crime News. Major news this week out of New York, where now disgraced rapper Sean P. Diddy Combs was arrested.
I just don't like him.
On Monday, a grand
Yeah, man. I ain't never like him. Yeah, man. I ain't gonna lie to you. Just something about him. Even when he had that, man. Let me show y'all that bullshit. Yeah. Look at this motherfucking shit, man. See when he popped out with this shit right here on his head, I knew something was wrong. Cause ain't no sane straight man gonna do some shit like that. That bitch look like Megamind. Goddamn got a landing strip on this shit like the bitches be doing. With the look, we on YouTube. I can't curse. But man, look, bro. I knew he wasn't normal, you know? Like, I ain't never did that. I had a mohawk, but mine didn't look like this. And then I hate seeing him around kids coming with everything. That's beside the point, man. Let me get back.
Jury indicted him on multiple federal charges, including racketeering, conspiracy, sex trafficking by force, fraud, or coercion, and transportation to engage in prostitution. Homeland Security took Diddy into custody at the Park Hyatt in New York. According to his legal team, Diddy's been in the city for the past
so it is Homeland
ahead
Security.
of these anticipated charges. So Diddy may have had a heads up that these charges were on the way, but it wasn't a complete surprise to the rest of us either. Federal investigators issued search warrants on 2 of Diddy's homes this spring, and that's when experts told us it's not if, but when Diddy will be arrested. We couldn't confirm then that Diddy was the target of the search, but we had a good idea what investigators were looking for: electronic evidence of alleged illegal acts like sexual assault or racketeering.
Hold on. So basically they saying that Jennifer Lopez and her husband Ben Affleck is about to get a divorce because the FBI/Homeland Security has showed them a picture or the video with Jennifer Lopez on. So my question to y'all is, what is so crazy on that footage that Jennifer Lopez was doing that would cause a divorce? And will Jennifer Lopez be on the investigation now? Either she was doing some throwing it back or something like that, or it was something pertaining to some children or some cruel stuff, something of that nature. It's like the 2 girls, 1 cup, you know what I'm saying? Nasty. But it's something so bad that you get a divorce. You know what I'm saying? We understand that girls be having they past and you don't really have to put up with it if you don't want to, but a lot of people out here do. Ben Affleck is not one of them people. He feel like he can go turn somebody up, and I don't fault him for getting that divorce. Nah, man. It just get to a point where you can't take no more. Release them tape. Release them tape. Put everybody to shame. Put everybody to shame. They can't keep getting away with this.
Allegations date back to November.
Everybody need to go to jail.
When Cassandra Ventura, known publicly as the singer Cassie, filed civil suit against Diddy.
And he paid her quick.
Major claims against him, saying over the course of their relationship,
when we started Warby
why they keep doing this on these videos, man? Y'all don't get no ad viewing off my viewer.
physically and emotionally abused her, forced her to carry illegal weapons, and even made her have sex with prostitutes. The lawsuit was settled outside of court just one day after it was filed, but it was just
He paid her real quick.
the start of the wave of lawsuits that Diddy would soon face. Over the next few months,
Did he do
multiple
it?
other
Diddy is
accusers
done.
came forward with civil suits alleging Diddy's pattern of sexual abuse dated back as far as the 1990s. A civil suit filed by Rodney Jones, also known as the producer Lil Rod.
You can just see how he looking at him. It's like, I can't believe this nigga. He looking at him in disbelief right now, and then he trying to keep it cool. Like, you can tell people body language. Like, Diddy didn't see the way he was looking at him. You could tell this nigga knows something. I ain't trying to put no spotlight on nobody knowing like that, but he knows something. That's why he looking like that. And the body language tells everything. I don't want to be around Brother Love.
Brings these accusations into 2024. According to Lil Rod's lengthy suit,
Baby
Diddy
whore.
is the kingpin in a gun trafficking, drug trafficking, and sex trafficking scheme. Lil Rod also accused Diddy of sexual assault and echoed Cassie's allegation that Diddy forced him to have sex with a prostitute.
See, nah, and I'm telling y'all, man, these people that be from the rap industry reaching billionaire status, how y'all think they doing that? It ain't off selling no records. And these people be signing deals having $1 billion. Drake. Kendrick Lamar know that. You know what I'm saying? Drake is a great artist. You know, he still music, whatever, but he still make good music. But I can't support what you got going on if you got something to do with it, brother. I'm sorry. I can't do it, bro. Regardless of what people say, they're gonna still try to listen to Drake music, but brother, I can't be supporting you got something to do with it right here. Nah, man. Nah, Jay-Z. Jaguar Wright been telling y'all. Yeah, she been telling the public for a little minute now. You know what I'm saying? They try to call her crazy, call her spiteful. You know. TayWill, beginning of the year, said, I made a video on it. You know, you can go see it on my channel. Said, this is the year of truth. And man, has the truth been shown.
Lil Rod's lawsuit includes something else that may have piqued the Fed's interest. He alleges there are hundreds of hours of video and audio recordings of Diddy's illegal behavior. We now know this is what the Feds were searching for on March 25th when they executed search warrants at Diddy's homes in Los Angeles and Miami.
Yeah, see, he be trying to strong arm people, so he getting these people up. I got the whole plot now, brother love. You getting these people over here at these parties thinking it's all cool. It should have been a red flag. Like, why you got this big ass bed in your backyard? But yeah, man, they saying it's a known thing. You don't drink no champagne, smoke no weed, or anything from Diddy house. Man, you gonna wake up with your booty hole here. Yeah, man. I can't believe this mess. Yeah, I can. That nigga, man, I told y'all. Look at that mohawk, man. I knew something wrong. I can't even know ain't no Diddy song. I can't name no Diddy song. I don't listen to no Diddy. I don't even know how he famous and rich. I know he came out with Big and Small, but nah, man. I ain't gonna lie to you. This right here is crazy, bro. He be using that footage and stuff against these celebrities, saying if you don't pay me this, I'm gonna have this go out like this. And he's strong arming people, and you can only strong arm people for so long until they bond together and get you out of here. Yeah, man. He had this coming for a long time. You can't move throughout life like that. Yeah, man. You can't move throughout life like that. They're gonna have to put him on suicide watch. Cause when he get in there, he gonna tell. They ain't gonna put him in G-Pop, cause they gonna try to get him out of here if you catch my drift. Don't put him in G-Pop. Give him time to tell, man. Bring all this to light. I don't condone telling. But when he got stuff like kids and women involved against their will and stuff like that, man, nah, you can't. People be like, keep it street, ooh. Man, it's that for like murder and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? But it ain't never been a thing to where you condone this in the streets where it's like you don't talk about kids, man. Kids is no-go. No jail, no matter what jail you go to across the world. Kids and children. That's why that soon you get in there, they ask you what you in for. You got anything to do pertaining to children on your paperwork, them boys gonna let you have it. Cause you don't do that. Ain't no honor, no shit like that.
At the time, we only speculated that investigators collected electronic evidence, but now we know for sure. According to the indictment against Diddy, investigators seized more than 1,000 bottles of baby oil and lubricant from his home.
What the hell? Hey man, I had read the fucking Twitter. I read the motherfucking Twitter. This bitch got 1,000 bottles of baby oil. This bitch got 1,000 bottles of baby oil. What the fuck you need 1,000 bottles of baby oil for? This bitch was the cause of the 2020 baby oil crisis. We couldn't get Johnson & Johnson. It was this bitch. Why you got 1,000 bottles of baby oil? You slick bastard. That don't make no damn sense. In one place, what did that even look like? Picture of 1,000 bottles of baby oil. Oh, this a little blurry. I need to see something better. Oh, this him. Why is all that damn baby oil on that floor? Yeah, man, that bald man gonna put you in jail for a long time, brother, and you deserve it. Brother love, you going down, brother. Yeah, you going down, and rightfully so, man. Ain't no sympathy for motherfuckers like you. 1,000 bottles of baby oil, boy. Ooh, you through, boy. Did he do it? Did it done?
The court doc states these items were used in something referred to as freak-offs, which were elaborate and produced sex performances that Combs arranged, directed, masturbated during, and often electronically recorded. In arranging these freak-offs,
this mother's
Combs,
a
with the
freaky
assistance of
motherfucker,
members
man.
and associates of the Combs enterprise, transported and caused to be transported commercial sex workers across state lines and internationally. During freak-offs, Combs distributed a variety of controlled substances to victims, in part to keep the victims obedient and compliant. Sometimes, unbeknownst to the victims, Combs kept videos he filmed of victims engaging in sex acts with commercial sex workers. After freak-offs, Combs and the victims typically
There's a rhythm in the
Nah, man. Let me tell y'all what's going on. These celebrities out here doing things with the underage people and things of that nature, and he getting it on film. The immigrants and shit like that be coming up missing. They don't be missing. They be getting kidnapped and some shit like this. And these motherfuckers be having these tunnels and these bunkers and shit up under their goddamn house, moving them back and forth. Yeah, man. This world right here wicked, man. Ooh. Yeah, man. He deserves everything about coming to him. The freak off. That nigga's a freakiest on the bitch. I ain't gonna lie to you, dog.
Fluids to recover from the physical exertion and drug use. So Diddy's business employees allegedly facilitated these freak-offs by stocking the hotel rooms in advance with the required freak-off supplies, including controlled substances, baby oil, lubricant, extra linens, and lighting, cleaning the hotel rooms after the freak-offs to try to mitigate room damage, arranging for travel for victims, commercial sex workers, and Combs to and from freak-offs, resupplying Combs with the requested supplies, delivering large sums of cash to Combs to pay the commercial sex workers, and scheduling the delivery of IV fluids. So these items were collected during the federal raids, including narcotics and hundreds of bottles of lube and baby oil. There were also electronic files of these freak-offs, and the feds collected.
One thing I got the process is if your home get raided a few months ago, one time, and you still keep that mess up in there, you were planning for another big one. This your way out. This your last big one. You going a big one. This nigga done ordered up 1,000 bottles. He ain't have to order that big amount of stuff. He done got 1,000 bottles of baby oil, and he ready to do his big one on his way out of here. Cause if your home was already raided, just coming from a street perspective, goddamn, police come raid that motherfucker. Next time they come around, that motherfucker ain't in there. That's how it's supposed to go. Nah, man, he was planning to do another one, and them folks put an end to it.
Those two. In addition to all this, investigators seized AR-15 guns, ammunition, and a large-capacity drum magazine from Diddy's home. Since
he
those
was ready to
raids
have a
in March,
standoff.
federal prosecutors have been crafting their case against Diddy, which led to grand jury proceedings against him. So he was indicted on Monday and taken into custody, and on Tuesday, that indictment was unsealed. Also on Tuesday, Diddy appeared in federal court where he pleaded not guilty to the charges against him.
Lord, hey man, whoever your lawyer is, that nigga just want your money, dog. They done caught you with $1,000 baby oil. You through, bro. And them footages. Oh man. Oh man. Oh man. Then I heard that one got sold on dark web $500 million. Oh man. And your son don't know about it. Man, he got daughters too, man. This shit, ooh. This shit, ooh.
During the hearing, Diddy was also denied bail, a federal judge ruling he
bet
must
he
remain
was.
in custody until trial. With all that in mind, let's take a closer look at what exactly the feds collected
he ain't gonna
from
make it
Diddy's
drop.
homes. For that, we turn to former
My word, they put that boy in G-Pod, he might not make it trap. I ain't wishing it on him, brother. But I actually hope he stay alive to tell on everybody. I think everybody need to be exposed. You got something to do with this trafficking mess. You know what I'm saying? Because it's just uncalled for, man. That's what happens when you put the wrong people with money. You put the wrong people in power to get money. You know, and stuff like that. They get rich and they start doing things like this. He was probably a nerd in high school. He was probably one of them lames that you wouldn't talk to or no shit like you give him some money, he doing shit like this. And I don't want to put it past J. Cole, but J. Cole just don't seem like the type to be going no freak out, man. J. Cole got a wife, you know what I'm saying? He don't seem like no freak out type. He'll probably go hit some bitches back in his early career and shit like that. I just hope J. Cole ain't on that. I don't think he on that. And they comparing him to Epstein. This is bad, but I don't think nobody can be compared to Epstein. Goddamn, this motherfucker had an island for it. You know, that's just a different level, dog. But everything is coming to the light now, and yeah.
CIA officer and FBI agent Tracy Walder. This indictment that just came down, I know we were kind of expecting it to happen, but when it did, what were your thoughts?
Yeah, I had expected, and I'd said before that I thought we'd get an indictment within 6 to 9 months. People weren't happy with me because they thought that was just too long. But it was almost exactly 6 months, actually, since the warrants were served on both of his homes. I think it's not a surprise to me because I'm glad he's being charged with this. I wholeheartedly thought that he would have a RICO, a racketeering charge. I knew that would be something that they would get him on. I was concerned that they wouldn't get him on human trafficking because sometimes that can be really difficult to prove. And I just always worry that those cases fall through the cracks and then justice isn't served for the victims. And so I was pleased to see that he was charged with that, so that hopefully he could be held accountable.
Much of the evidence that the prosecution now has against Diddy came from the federal raids. Talking about a federal search warrant, what does that look like, just generically?
Right. So in this case, and I don't recall if I talked to you about this or maybe Jesse, but when that warrant was served back in March, the question is if they served the warrant, why can't they just arrest him? And again, as you mentioned, they probably didn't have enough evidence at that time to do so. However, to get a warrant like that where it's served simultaneously and, in a surprising manner, they really had to prove one of two things. The first being that evidence was imminently going to be destroyed, or that the lives of people were in danger. I believe
Cassidy done told on that ass. I ain't gonna say it. It's a whole bunch of people telling. I feel like that they done got somebody in the feds on one of them cameras, and they put an end to that real quick.
That it was the former that they were probably able to prove, is that evidence may have been going to be destroyed, and that's why they served the warrants, and that's why they were able to serve the warrants, to preserve that evidence.
I feel like a lot of us who don't have experience in the FBI or CIA, we just picture movies or TV shows when you see people come in and opening drawers and closets and going through everything. But what does it really look like?
God damn, they done pulled up like the motherfucking military. Man, look at these motherfuckers swinging this corner on them.
And going opening
Man,
drawers
I
and
be ready.
closets and going through everything.
Goddamn.
But
Oh, and they simultaneously did. I be ready to kill myself. Goddamn. I know I'm going under the jail. These bitches pull up like this right here. You through, boy. Ooh, these bitches pull up with that little gun on top of that. What that man, ain't no way in hell they thought they needed that gun right there. Not even just one, two of them. Probably some more
what
behind.
does it really look like when
Man, look at all them goddamn folk back there. I know it blur. Man, all them, man, you done, dog. You done. Then they popping out the back of this motherfucker before it stopped.
they're there on the ground serving these federal warrants?
Yeah, I mean,
They got
in a
guns.
case like this, obviously,
Gun,
you're making
gun,
any
gun,
kind of a
gun.
dynamic entry.
Everybody
This is
out
a
here
hostage
strapped.
situation, right? Where you're
They looking at the
that's not
car.
what's happening here. However, they did know that there would be weapons there, armed security, those kinds of things. That's why you saw those warrants being served by for
Put the
most
camera
part,
down.
tactical SWAT team. Simply, that is procedure to keep everyone safe.
They got a
A
drone.
lot of people were
Man,
frustrated.
these motherfuckers going to war with the evil crime villain boss. They put the drone on this motherfucker. And I'm happy that the folks started using them drones to innocent people or people in the law enforcement maybe don't get hurt and shit like that. I don't condone police by any means. I'm not a police type of guy. I don't like them because I've been pulled over multiple times for no reason and let go. And it was basically off my hair. You know what I'm saying? Like I had dreads and everything. And you know it's good and bad cops. I hate to say it, but it is. But yeah, man. But that's besides the point. I really like the idea of drones to these people don't get hurt
When they
if
saw
there
the
was a
video
threat.
that came out of the warrant, that his home was, in, I guess, disarray. But again, and I had said this before, my
Man, I'm his son. Just give me my $2-3 million and I'm gone, bro. I don't want nothing to do with you no more, dog. Yeah, man, you got too much going on, bro. And I don't even want to take that money there, cause shit, they gonna have me come. They gonna try to come get that back. Man, I go start me a goddamn business or something on YouTube. I go get me a goddamn clothing brand. I be doing something else. I don't even want my damn name attached to this no more, man. It's too bad.
my gut said they were looking for digital evidence, which is in that indictment. There's a lot of mentions to digital evidence, and that's why they tore up couch cushions. That's why they made holes in walls. They were looking for flash drives, tiny devices where these things were stored. And so all of that is done methodically. It's all cataloged. And in a case like this, where you're not necessarily rushing, to put out a fire or something like that, it was all done in a very methodical way. You typically go through room by room to catalog all of that evidence.
Taking a closer look at all that evidence, Diddy had 3 AR-15s seized during the federal raids that had been defaced. What do you think that would look like, though? Because weapons obviously are very dangerous. We don't want them to go off. How is that collected?
Well, they typically clear the weapon, right? They're going to go ahead and take the cartridge out of it and make sure that there are no rounds, obviously, in the chamber, and then disassemble it to be taken back as evidence. What's interesting is the AR-15s that they found. Some people have AR-15s. It's legal in some places, but they found that the serial number was scraped off of them, and that I thought was interesting because I don't know if Diddy didn't want those traceable to him, or if he had received them on the black market.
You know what's interesting is that we just recently, in the second attempted assassination of former President Donald Trump, we saw those federal charges for tampering with the weapon, where he, the alleged attempted assassin, scraped off or made not legible the serial number. So why is it that Diddy might not have received charges like that?
So in terms of Mr. Ralph, that's the individual currently charged. In that, I believe those are just simply placeholder charges, if you want me to be honest with you. I don't think they're really going to move forward with those. I think they're going to go with much larger charges, but they haven't had the element of time, right, that they've had with Diddy. They arrested him immediately.
So what y'all think going on with President Trump, man? Y'all think, I was talking to my buddy and stuff like that, and he was basically telling me that he think that he took some money from Russia or something like that and didn't hold up his end of the deal, or didn't win the presidency or some shit like that, and now they want him gone. But that can't really be true considering that it's about to be election time. So I really didn't side with him when he told me this. I feel as though they don't want him to win, and it's evident. And people are trying to say they saying it's staged or anything of that nature, but I don't know, man. I really don't see it. Like I'm trying to see where this new profound hate for Trump is from. You know what I'm saying? And I also, let me just put this out there. They have the world trick that there's only two candidates. You know? They really have the world trick that there's only two candidates. Regardless, look at the past 4 years. And then look at the 4 years prior to that. 2016 to 2020 compared to 2020 to 2024 are completely different. There was so much opportunities for money to be made from 2016 to 2024. It was insane. PPP, SBA, all type of loans. You know what I'm saying, for businesses. So you have to look at what's the president's, or what type of president are they? Trump is a business-minded president, so he's going to open floodgates for businesses because he owns businesses. I don't know what it is, and I know, yeah, I do. I know what it is. The Democrats want Kamala Harris to win because she'll be the first woman president and everything's of that nature, you know, and that'll be great. And I'm not completely against that. It's just, you were the vice president to this shit we just went through. The economy was fucking terrible the last 4 years. Gas was through the roof. Food is through the roof. And people love to argue, it wasn't that great when Trump was in office. That $1,200 unexpectedly just coming to my account was great. It was great. I ain't got no $1,200 since they been in office with Biden and Harris administration. I ain't got no money. Yeah, man. People like, he give y'all pennies. Okay. Trump gave y'all pennies and such, and he got millions. What did the Harris and the Biden administration? At least he gave me a penny. You know, but I don't want to get political because, like I said, they try to make us seem as though there's only two candidates, and we don't even have a vote anyway. That's something the general population doesn't understand. The president is chosen by the electoral colleges. You guys did not pay attention in history class. Because regardless who the president, I don't care. I don't really care, to be honest with you. Like, they just try to make it seem like our vote really has matter, and it doesn't. The president is chosen by electoral colleges. Do your research.
Immediately after, 45 minutes after this attempt, and so they did what they could with what.
Every morning.
I'm not making no hardest no more. All of them in Alabama closing. My first job, by the way.
In time to keep him in custody. And so I think that's why you didn't see those with Diddy. These are much larger charges with Diddy. They don't need those kind of placeholder charges to keep him in jail until they can get more. So that's why I think you don't see those.
As far as the AR-15s, ammunition, I know that they mentioned a drum magazine as well. Where are those stored now? Where does all of that go?
An evidence locker of some sort. I'm assuming to the FBI. The FBI, their
evidence
local office,
is thick.
will have an evidence locker that takes in all of that, catalogs it, and keeps it together basically on a case-by-case basis. It's all labeled based on a case.
Another thing that was collected during all of this is narcotics. So there are illegal drugs like meth and also prescription drugs too. I'm wondering if federal investigators are going to look and track down who provided these to Diddy. Where was the source?
That's bad. Going to the doctor, like he buying doctors. Ooh.
For these prescription or other street drugs that were in the homes.
You know, I think that that's a possibility, especially based on what we saw with Matthew Perry and the ketamine queen and the doctors and all the other, I think, 5 individuals who were ultimately charged in that. They may be going on different sort of avenues in terms of charging. I don't think they're done in terms of charging. And I do think with this recent crackdown on this, that they very well may go
that motherfucker pan to his forehead is so goddamn long. That bitch forehead bigger than a motherfucker, dog.
To those individuals, whomever the suppliers were.
Another thing that everyone seems to be talking about from this indictment is the 1,000 bottles of baby oil and personal lubricant that were collected between these two homes. This one really stood out to me.
I know it did. It's 1,000 bottles of motherfucking baby oil. Why you need that much? You slick bastard.
Let's make of that.
I don't know a way to say this. Based on what was in the indictment regarding these freak offs that's what they call them in here. I think that's what
Shame
they call
yourself.
them, quite frankly. The severity at which they were, the length and duration at which they were, I'm actually not surprised that that's what was collected ultimately from his home. It's absolutely horrific. The fact that some of these victims needed IV rehydration afterwards, couldn't go out because they were so injured as a result of this. It's absolutely horrific. And now, based on what we've learned of the magnitude of those
Damn demon. Look at him. Take a good gather at this motherfucker, man. This right here is a demon, y'all. This demon right here in human form. That motherfucking mind right there is tormented than a motherfucker.
Unfortunately, not surprising.
What would it look like for investigators to go through and, I guess, document everything that they have as far as the electronic evidence while maintaining the anonymity of the survivors, I guess?
Right, and I think that's why in the indictment you really don't hear much mention of victims. If for those who have read it, there's victim 1 that is mentioned in it,
Cassie.
But there are no names that are mentioned, and I believe that that's done on purpose. The prosecution wants to have a
they need to bring that all to light. Bring everything to the light. Don't hide just who you think. You know what I'm saying? Put everybody up in there because these people knew what he was doing and still went over there to his house. Yeah, man. Everybody need to go to jail.
And we don't want to read.
Everybody need to go to jail.
No one deserves that. And so I think doing this in an anonymous way is
you got something to do with some kids, or that human trafficking, taking people from their motherfucking family, and have them all across the world getting hit by all these old ass men. You need to go to jail, brother. You and everybody associated with you, because they knew what you were doing. And it took goddamn 20 years for them to say something. They need to go to jail anyway. Because you know he was doing wrong. They wanted that money, so they shut up.
Part of the issue.
You need to go to jail.
It took some time, actually, in terms of going through all of this. As you mentioned, there was video
evidence
them tapes
for ransom and shit. I know what's going on.
You have to go through now and identify everyone who is in those videos. And that really can take some time. It's a very tedious task. I don't know that they were able to identify every single person that appeared in these videos, but I am certain that they were able to identify some of them. And those are the interviews that they did. And that's what ultimately led to an indictment.
These are some of the major things that people are talking about because they were mentioned in the indictment. But is it possible that the feds collected even more information that we don't know about yet? It may come out at trial.
They showed that video to Ben Affleck.
Jennifer. I think someone said, this is a big indictment, 14 pages. In my opinion, it's actually not that big. I've seen bigger indictments, which in my opinion also leads me to believe that all of the evidence is not included in it. And they're entitled to do that. If you actually look at the Brian Kohberger case, they didn't include all the evidence in the indictment. Yes, it needs to be handed over to the defense, obviously, but it doesn't need to necessarily be in the indictment.
Why are you talking about the... Why are you bringing them up, man? We don't need to keep reliving that, man. Let them families, you know what I'm saying, have that peace, man. They got, man. I don't want to... I'm sorry that happened to them kids, man, but...
the information that led to it. And so my guess is they have more. They just didn't put it all in there.
Then there's the time frame to consider, from the raids in March all the way to the grand jury and indictment in September. So that's 6 months of prosecutors gathering evidence, investigators going through it, you said methodically, making sure that they have all their ducks in a row, so to speak. What would that part of it actually look like? Would they highlight or flag something that they thought would bolster the prosecution's case when they came across it?
I've never thought about it from, the prosecution and defense point of view. I just thought about it from the FBI agent point of view.
Exactly. Prosecution, defense, the FBI on that ad, you through. FBI get on that ad, they got the case already.
Obviously, our biggest thing is making sure that we collect the evidence properly, log it properly, and process it properly, because if we don't, it cannot be used by the prosecution or by the defense. So then that is problematic. Also, the biggest thing, if you are looking at bringing someone up on charges, particularly federal ones, the reality is we want to make sure we almost have overabundance of evidence to almost
Yeah, man, we don't need him to slick out.
the individual. And so I think that's, from an FBI perspective, what they were working on.
On top of Diddy's 3 federal charges, Tracy says other charges could be on the way.
Yeah, I think one of the things in reading the indictment, this is all in video, right? A lot of this is on video. And I would be interested to see if other people are going to be charged. I know they talked about
Jay-Z need to go to jail. Jay-Z need, you hear me, bitch? Listen to me. I don't care. Empire State of Mind, motherfucker. You need to go to jail, brother. Yeah, we know what you did. Cat Williams said it. Marlon Wayne's lying on that camera like he ain't did no freak off party. Oh, I went to the party. I ain't go to one of them parties. Yeah, you did. All y'all need to go to jail. Every celebrity that has something to do with this, y'all need to go to jail. That's why y'all soul can't rest. That's why you be seeing these people that ain't happy. Mr. Robin, I don't know what he was going through, but he knew something he was supposed to know. Made him sad. I don't know what it is, but all these motherfuckers in cahoots against us, the regular people of this world. Y'all need to go to jail. Y'all be putting on them dresses for that money. And Dwayne and Rock Johnson, all you people need to go to jail. Because if y'all got something to do with messing with these kids or the human trafficking, you're through. And I don't want anything to do with you. You need to go up under the jail. Take out, lock celebrities up too. God damn it.
The fact that people procured some of these individuals for them and drugs and all of that. And so I would be interested to know if any of those people will face charges at some point. I don't know the answer to that, but I think that these victims deserve that, quite frankly, because of what was done to them. So I'll be interested to see if more charges come out against some of the individuals who facilitated this.
Following Diddy's indictment on Monday, he pleaded not guilty to charges on Tuesday. A statement from his legal team reads, quote, Sean Diddy Combs is a music icon.
He ain't no damn icon to me.
Self-made entrepreneur, loving family man, and proven philanthropist who has spent the last 30 years building an empire, adoring his children, and working to uplift the Black community.
Who wrote this damn memoir about this bit? I mean, his attorney did.
He is an imperfect person, but is not criminal. To his credit, Mr. Combs has been nothing but cooperative with this investigation, and he voluntarily relocated to New York last week in anticipation of these charges. Please reserve your judgment until you have all the facts. These are the acts of an innocent man with nothing to hide.
My ass. Oh, man, look at this. That bastard ain't innocent. He get off them drugs and forget what he did. Trying to run it. Yeah, man. My opinion, that lock him up. Lock him up. But yeah, man, this has been TayWill's reaction to Diddy, the diddler. We gonna stay in tune with this, see how this go. But man, I feel like they need to lock him up and throw away the key. Eat that motherfucker. That motherfucker don't need to be on the streets. He's dangerous. Yeah.